technology that goes into this absolutely stunning, gorgeous tree is beyond breathtaking. You know, just when you think they can't get any better, they do. And Bethlehem Lights has been here at QVC for more than 2 decades. And honestly, I tell you right now, and I tell my friends, if you're gonna buy a tree, buy Bethlehem Lights. It comes with a 5-year warranty. How many trees do you know out there that can do 4 different sets of lights, all warm white, or all cool white, or all multicolored light, or all pastel lights? This tree can. This tree also has so many different light functions, from steady to sparkle to fade to flicker. It does a light show. I'm not kidding you. We're going to show you all this. But you know what part I love? I love that it is so easy to set up. And this is not heavy. Every piece is really, I want to say, lightweight compared to what a lot of trees are. It comes with a remote. It comes with the stand. I mean, you don't even hardly have to fluff this thing. And if a light goes out, all the other lights stay lit. And these are beautiful lights. There are many, many thousands of lights on some of the biggest trees. But we have 3 trees to choose from as far as actual look of the tree. And then we'll talk heights, all right? I want to start with the green trees. Right here, these are your regular, like balsam fir green trees. They are absolutely gorgeous. And we have a flocked tree. Now, I'll go back to heights in a moment, but here's the flocked trees. So if you've always wanted, like, it's green with the flocking on it, but believe me when I tell you, this flocking absolutely stays on. It's not like the flocking of, you know, years ago, or even of 5 years ago, or of other places. This is a flocking that stays on. And then we also have trees called blue spruce. And I know from growing up in Minnesota, we had a ton of blue spruce trees. Real ones, you know, in the woods. And these are the blue spruce. And so it's still green, but it's not as dense of a green, or I want to say as saturated a green. It has a little lighter green to it. Now, as far as sizes are concerned, follow me here. We have a 5-foot tall tree. It's the only one that makes me feel tall, because I'm 5'5", and so I can actually touch the top of the tree. But we only have the 5-foot only comes in the green, because the other 5-foots have sold out. But then we also have a 6.5-foot tree, a 7.5-foot tree, and an 8.5-foot tree. In the 8.5, we have the green and the flocked. Is that right? So the blue spruce in the 8.5 has already sold out. So here's where we are at. We're 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the East Coast. It's 11 a.m. on the West Coast. And we've already sold out of all 4 sizes in our white trees. We brought in white for the first time, but they are gone. If you absolutely have to have one, put your name on a wait list. We've already sold out of the 5-foot trees, except for the green, and we've already sold out of 2 of the 8.5-foot trees. 2/3 of our total quantity for the day is gone. So thank goodness you're watching now. I want to bring in Chad Johnston. There's a lot to tell you, but the best part is, just look. Just look.
Mary Beth, how are you?
Chad Johnston, as always.
Thank you so much for having me.
You know I speak from my heart.
I know you do.
When I tell people, not just on air, not just because I work here at the Q, I tell everybody, if you're going to buy a tree, buy Bethlehem Lights, because you guys are the best.
Thank you, and I know, and if you didn't like it, you would tell me that you didn't like it.
Oh, absolutely.
So I appreciate that. Yes, and we've been bringing, like you mentioned, we've been bringing Bethlehem Lights Christmas trees here for a very long time. Yeah. They've always been beautiful, but our technology has come a very long way. Yeah. I'm going to start right out of the gates with this new technology. We are right now on a sparkle warm white. Okay. With a touch of the remote control, I can transform the entire living room to an icy, kind of like cool white, bluish, almost beautiful look. And it doesn't matter if it's the green tree, the flock tree, or the blue spruce. It's an entirely different look.
Feel.
Isn't that
it's
awesome?
It's entirely different feel. Honestly, we've never had the cool white in our trees.
First time. It started out with warm white, and then we were able to do warm white and multi. And then pastel. And now for the first time, we've included cool white. But let me get to that multi. Again, with one flick of the button.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, go ahead.
7 colors.
7 colors. So traditionally it's red, green, blue, yellow, orange. We added purple and teal, and that's what makes this look so rich and vibrant and beautiful. And now I'm going to hit one more button, and I'm going to take you to pastel.
Oh, look at that.
Is that awesome?
That is so incredible. Every one of these trees can go from warm white to cool white to multicolor to pastel. All of these trees, all from a remote control.
All from, you were calling them out, I was changing them,
oh,
and it doesn't matter. Also on the remote control, we have an 8-hour timer built into it. By the way, if your lights are too bright, we have 3 dimming modes, so you can actually dim it down if you're watching a movie if you want to.
Right.
And what you said that's really important, this is, I think, is the 2 most important parts. Number 1, setting it up. When you get this at home, you're going to open up the box. The hardest part about setting it up is opening the box and taking the pieces out.
Yeah.
Because when you get it home, for example, this 6.5 foot, in fact, I'm gonna just take it apart right now just to show you. Each tree comes in different sections. If you get the 6.5 or the 7.5, it's 3 lightweight sections.
Right.
In fact, on this 6.5 foot tree, the heaviest section is only 8.5 pounds. Oh. So it's super,
My babies were that big.
I know. And on the 7.5, it's only 11.5 ounces, and on the 8.5, it's 14. So, and my only point of telling you that is that it is so fast and so easy to set up, and you don't have to be 6'4", 220 pounds to do it. My wife is petite and she can set them all up.
We're going to go to a video that goes through all the features, so take us through this.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Again, easy to assemble. The stand comes with it. I just talked about the lightweight sections, make it real simple. Powers on a pole. We even include a storage bag with each of them. We give you the remote. This is Bethlehem Lights commercial grade technology. Here's all the different lighting functions. Sparkle's my favorite. The remote comes with it. If you hit the sparkle feature, then it will go to warm white. Hit it again, it will go to cool white. Hit it again, it will go to multi. That's how simple it is. Again, first time we've ever been able to give you those 4 pure different light displays in one tree. The other thing we didn't even talk about is the realistic new growth tips. So we have what we call an injection mold color tone process. And the only reason why that's important is that when you go out to the big box stores, you look at a green tree and it's all the same color green. You don't have variations of color tones. And so for both the blue spruce and the green, we have natural looking colorations to make it look real.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. And you know what? The only thing these are missing is the smell.
Yeah.
And I mean, seriously, that's the only thing. And you can light a candle and give you that balsam fir. We're going to go through the sizes and the colors, and I'm going to do one by one. I just want to also tell you how many lights are on each of these. And the lights are bigger this year, a little larger.
It's still our micro LED technology, but they're a little bit bigger because we have an extra LED chip inside of it.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Okay, so this is the 5-foot green. It has, we started with 1,000, and in the 5 foot we had 4 choices. Now we have 1, and that's only in the green. We have 150 remaining. It has 550 lights, 1,200 molded tips, and it's 34 inches in diameter. Okay, so in case you need to know that. Let's go to the 6.5 foot green. There we go. How many of these? 800 remain in the 6.5 foot green. It has 1,200 lights, 2,000 molded tips, 42 inches in diameter. Here is a 7.5 foot green, and let's find out how many. 600 remain. This has 1,650 lights.
Seriously, think about that. 1,650 lights. Is that crazy?
On a 7.5 inch, 2,800 molded tips, and 48 inches in diameter. And that is the #1 size that we find people buying, the 7.5 inch. But there's a lot of people who would love to have the 8.5 foot tree. And you know what? A lot of trees out there are 9 feet, but a lot of ceilings are 9 feet ceilings, 9 foot ceilings. And so now your tree is kind of bent at the top.
Or you're not able to put a tree topper on top. That's why the standard industry is 9 feet.
Yeah.
We at Bethlehem Lights realized, you know what? People want to put a tree topper on it, so we made it 8.5 feet.
I love that. Okay, how many of these are left? 85 remaining in the 8.5 foot green. Now, while I'm standing by the 8.5 foots, here's the 8.5 foot flocked. 40 remain. 40 remain in the 8.5 foot flocked. Here's the 7.5 foot flocked. How many remain? 350 remain. We'll go back to talk about the flocking. Here's the 6.5 foot flocked. 480 remaining. Now let's go to the blue spruce. We have in the blue spruce, no more 5 foot. We have a 6.5 foot, 200 remain. And in the 7.5 foot blue spruce, 100 remain, and the 8.5 is gone in the blue spruce. Now, I want to just also mention one thing really quickly, and then we're going to go back because there's some more things I want to talk about. But I got to tell you, today happens to be a Tuesday. Well, we are actually counting down the 12 Tuesdays before the end of the year. Today is the 4th of the 12 Tuesdays. So what we have is, for those of you who have a Q card, you can put a code into your order, and it's just 12 days 4. So it's 12DAYS number 4, because it's the 4th of the 12 days. And you can get $20 more off your purchase with a Q card. Now that can be on the tree or anything. All right? It can be anything that you're buying. But if you don't have a Q card, you can go to QVC.com and you can apply for one. And hopefully you'll get one right away and you can use that. So that just helps you a little bit more. If you have a and also if you have a Q card, you can put it on 9-month special financing, which means you take any of these prices from $3.99 to $5.99 to $6.99 to $7.99, divide it by 9, and you have your payments on your Q card. Okay, so we got that out of the way. Let me just go back to blue spruce.
Okay.
And we brought the lights up because I want you to see, how would you describe blue spruce versus green?
So I say it's kind of like a little bit of a grayish green with blue and silver undertones. To me, it's absolutely beautiful. I'm a huge blue spruce fan. I've got a giant blue spruce in the front of my house, and I'm telling you, nobody replicates the look of a blue spruce like Bethlehem Lights. That's a great shot right there. You can see the brown center core. You can see it gets a little bit lighter green on the end. It gets deeper, darker inside like a real blue. You can see a little light green there. It's just, those are the subtle differences that Bethlehem Lights does than other manufacturers. The other thing is, we call this pro-lit technology, and not pre-lit, but pro-lit, meaning every single branch tip on every section of every size tree is customized. The lights are customized so that you get this uniform look. Go out to the store and see if it looks as uniform. You'll see like blotches of lights. Our tree is professionally lit. It looks beautiful by day and even better by night.
And I gotta tell you, the other thing, that goes back to the fact that Bethlehem Lights they were the ones who were lighting and decorating the high-end department stores, the theme parks, you know, all these different places, the city squares, the lights of the cities. And it was years ago that people said, hey, why can't we have that kind of technology in our homes? And that's when you did it.
Yeah, we want to have the same high quality, the same products that are easy to set up and that are going to last. And by the way, speaking of lasting, you mentioned this in the beginning, we offer a 5-year manufacturer's warranty on all of our Christmas trees on QVC. Nobody in the industry does that.
No, it's because they know they're going to get their trees back. You know you're not.
We know we're not.
And if you do, they'll take care of you. I want to talk about the flocking for a moment. because you know, flocking used to be like totally done differently than it's done now. Explain that.
So it used to be